Hey, Stacey,
Hey.
is your phone next to you?
Yeah.
All right, it may have a little echo.
Um, okay. You want me
We are so live right now on Facebook, okay?
okay. Well, live is live, right?
Live is live. All right. I want to make sure that we can see you. Do some talking, Stacey. I want to make sure everybody can see you. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, everybody. Well, as you join me on today, you see the title of this Facebook Live, and it is I absolutely love my clients. I absolutely love my clients. And today I am bringing you the absolutely phenomenal, amazing. Am I pumping you up, girl? Am I pumping you up? The amazing Stacey Shelby, who has just been a beautiful blessing to me, and I've known Stacey for years. Stacey, how long have we known each other?
you know what? I want to say it's been at least somewhere between 15 and 20 because my son was small. He was small, and you didn't have a baby.
I ain't have my little one, did I?
No.
Me and Stacey have known each other almost 20 years, and that is not telling neither one of our ages because we look absolutely phenomenal. We do. We look like we're in our 20s. But anyway, so today I just wanted to come in and just really have Stacey share about her journey as a business owner, and then, what shifted when I attended an event and she heard me speaking, and then she attended my 3-day event, Transforming Your Profits Live, back in October. So first and foremost, I want Stacey to just share who she is and her expertise, the industry that she's in, what her business is. So Stacey, take it away.
So, like Shanice said, I'm Stacey Shelby. I am a licensed real estate agent, and I also own a home staging company. I have actually been in real estate since 2003, and my expertise is pretty much just selling real estate throughout the city of Columbus. So I will assist homeowners, I assist buyers, and I also assist investors with their real estate purchases. Um, Probably about 7 years ago, I started my home staging company because I'd always had an affinity for design and decorating and wanted to be an architect at one point, and that didn't kind of work out. And I thought, I've been taking this passion for interiors and applying it to my listings and helping people get their properties ready and sold fairly quickly. How do I do that and offer it to my clients as a service, as well as offering it to other real estate agents? And that's when I started my home staging company. So yeah, that's
Yes,
it.
Stacey, she's very unique because she's a real estate agent, but she also has her own staging company, and we'll talk more about that here in a minute. So, Stacey, let's talk about your journey over maybe the last 4 or 5 months. So, I went to the event, which was an amazing event. I was asked to speak. And when I was up there talking, what is it that just made you stop and say, oh my gosh, I need to have a conversation with Shanice?
Um, well, I think number one because I knew you, and I was asked to stage, no pun intended, stage the stage at the event. They had a small platform that they wanted decorated, so I went in there and I staged it. And I had no idea really who was going to be at the event. I hadn't looked at the agenda or anything like that. I was just in there, serving, doing what I was called to do. And when I saw you, I was like, oh my gosh, Shanice is here. And you started speaking, and I didn't know, I thought you were going to be up there talking about Mary Kay, because I had no idea that you had started coaching. Um, so when you started talking and you started talking about a lot of stuff that I think I had heard you say over the years, and just the power and the passion that you had to help people transform their businesses, I was like, you know what? I need to talk to her. And I was at a weird place anyway, myself, just to be transparent. Um, I was at a really weird place because, you know, your business goes in seasons, right? So you have these seasons where things are really great and you're gung ho and you're making it happen. And then sometimes you get to this crossroads where you're like, well, okay, what's my next step? What am I supposed to do now? Am I supposed to go this way? Am I supposed to go this way? And I was kind of there. And after hearing you talk and hearing you talk about transforming people's businesses and the fact that you just love helping people, there were things that you talked about with regard to different streams of income and different avenues and how to kind of tap into your strengths. Um, then I was like, okay, yeah, I need to talk to Shanice. And then I kind of pulled you aside afterwards, like, wait a minute, we need to talk like right now.
You're like, we need to have our own discussion. And Stacey, turn your volume up just a little bit. Turn your volume up. Okay.
Can you hear me better now?
Just a little bit.
Okay, it's up all the way. You know, hold on. Let's try something.
I just want to make sure everybody can hear you because you have a lot of good stuff to share.
I'm gonna put my ear thing on, and that may make it. You know?
Yes, that's awesome.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Okay. That's awesome. So Stacey, you were in just a different type of place in your business. Was your business really serving you at that moment and I think that was in September. That was in September at the event, and we hadn't seen each other in years.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen each other in years. So what place were you at in your business when you heard me speak at the event?
Like I said, I was at a place where I felt like I wasn't sure which direction to go in. I wanted to grow my business. My predominant business was working with buyers. And then it was all referral business. My listings were all referrals. And I don't know. I felt like things were getting kind of stagnant. And, you know, things are changing, right? And I've been in real estate for 16 years, and 16 years ago, things were so much different than they are now. Things are moving at this quick, fast pace, and real estate is no longer that place where people go to retire. When you retire from your job at 65, 70 years old, I don't know in this day and age if that's a good time for you to be picking up being a real estate agent, because real estate sales and the industry is so fast paced now. And I think I had just moved to a new brokerage too, and they offered a ton of things. Coldwell Banker, plug. And they offered a ton of things as well. And I think I was kind of confused about what am I offering? How do I transform my business and really make it grow and really serve my clients like I really want to serve, because it's a ministry, right? It's a ministry that I'm doing. And I wasn't sure that I was even going in the right direction. So that's kind of where I was.
So, okay. So then let's fast forward. You attend Transforming Your Profits. Okay. Mm-hmm. Because I know that there's some people right now listening that want to register. They're just hesitant. It's that fear of the unknown. What am I going to expect? What's going to happen? What is Shanice going to do? Why does Shanice need me there for 3 days? So what caused you to, because you were hesitant as well. I mean, me and you had like 4 conversations before you even registered. What was it that pushed you to eventually say, you know what, I'm going to just register. I'm just do it. I'm going to just do it.
Prayer. When I talked with you and, you know, we had those several conversations, and, you know, I was hesitant because, you know, I had done coaching before. We had group coaching at my old brokerage, and, you know, it was good. But I don't know, it felt weird to me. I don't know. It just didn't feel like it was for me. And then I did coaching again when our broker brought another coach in. And, you know, that was okay, but I don't know. I think I just felt I didn't feel this connection to the coach. And maybe that was it. I didn't feel like the coach really had my best interest at heart. I almost felt like the one coach I did, but then the other coach, I just didn't feel like they had my best interest at heart. So because it was a failed coaching experience, I think I had a bad view about it. And so I just didn't want to do it. But then I just realized that, you know what, if I'm going to change what I'm doing, right? If I'm going to change my business, if I'm going to grow my business, if I'm going to make this ministry that God has called me to better and greater so I can serve more people, I got to do something different. And so I reluctantly, pulled the trigger, and I was a little nervous about it, you know. I continued, I think I talked about how nervous I was because I was spending money, to be honest. It was spending money, making an investment in myself that I had never made before. And there were a lot of things going on because I was trying to think about hiring someone, and you know, I had a VA that I was working with, and just all these other things. And me, I'm always thinking money, 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 money. You know, where am I going to get the money from? And then it was just like, you know what? I need to just slow down, pray about this, and let God tell me what to do. And he just said, just do it, because what's the worst that could happen, you know?
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So you register, and now you come to Transforming Your Profits Live 3-day event, the event that's going to transform you, your business, and your profits. What would, like, talk about the experience of the event, because it's easy for me to say, oh my gosh, it was just this and that, but you were attending. So talk about like the information that you received, the atmosphere, just talk about the event.
The atmosphere was not what I expected. It was definitely not what I expected. I was pleasantly surprised. The first night, I think it was like the evening, right?
Yeah.
The first day was the evening.
First day. And we dealt with mindset. Mindset was the first.
And I didn't expect it. There were things that, I mean, just kind of like hit me in the face. And it was like, oh my gosh, you know, when I was at my other brokerage, they really talked a lot about mindset training. They believed in mindset training. And I had always read a lot about mindset, but for some reason or another, there were other things about the event, the spirit. And I don't mean to keep talking about, you know, making this a spiritual thing and making it a God thing, but quite honestly, for me, and I can only speak for me. There was a spiritual component in the room that was different from any other event that I have ever gone to. And I felt the Spirit of God moving. I felt him using you, just saying just the things that you were teaching on and talking about. And I think, you know, I just felt God saying, wow, okay, this is what you needed, right? And that's how I felt the next day. And I didn't spend a night that night at the hotel. And I wish I had. I really wish I had, because there would have been the opportunity for me to talk with the other women that were there, and kind of spend time with them. It was almost, I felt like I was almost at my church women's retreat that they do every year, because, you know, everybody's there and you've got these people that are there and everybody's there to help each other. And the message that you conveyed was not just here's what I can give to you and here's how you can change, but there was a spiritual component. So that told me that, okay, you know what, she's on a spiritual mission here, and she's called by God to do what she can do. And I went home wishing I had stayed at the hotel, and I had the hotel room reserved for the next night, and I did stay. So the next couple of days were amazing. I don't remember which day it was, but we wrote things on our paper that we were trying to get rid of, right? fears that we were trying to get rid of and overcome. And that's kind of the environment that I felt like I was in. There was information given on so many different business things that I didn't even think, because as a real estate agent, right, we think this way, right? Most real estate agents don't think about that tree that you talked about, right? They don't think about, but you could do this or you could do this. And even as home stagers, I didn't even think about some of the things that how I could expand my home staging business to grow it the way I wanted to. So that's kind of what I felt like the whole weekend was for me. It was amazing. It really transformed a lot of things for me. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. What would you say to the business owner right now who they want to register, but life is happening? Because we all know, because I'm in the midst of life happening. Life always happens.
Yeah.
It just does. It just does.
Yeah.
What would you say to the person who was like, I want to register, but I got to pay for this. I want to register, but I got to do that. I want to register, but I got to, so they're coming up with a million things on why they can't register, but their business is screaming for help. What would you say to that person?
Register.
Simple.
I mean, register. And I'll give an example. When I first started my home staging business, I had 5. I started out with, I didn't have any place to store all these things I was buying for these projects, because every time I would get a project, I would buy something new, because most projects were different. And I was new, right? So I didn't go out and get a loan to, buy all this inventory. So I had stuff all in the house, and my husband was like, okay, I'm going to need you to get all this stuff out the house, because we can't walk through the living room here because we got couches and we got chairs. So I bit the bullet, and I was afraid to do it, but I got a storage unit. I got one 5x15 storage unit, and I was afraid to do it because, again, it was money, because that's what it's always about, right? Money. Mm-hmm. How am I going to afford this? Mm-hmm. Which is another thing that I found that you teach on, is how to combat that. Mm-hmm. I had someone say to me, you know what? Trust God, he's going to take care of it. So I went ahead and I said, you know what? Again, I prayed about it. I said, what am I supposed to do, God? He said, get this storage unit. I got the storage unit. I stepped out on faith. And that month, I got so many consultations. They covered the cost for 6 months for that one storage unit. So just even registering for the conference, it was like, okay, I don't know that I'm going to be able to do this, because for me, I'm afraid to spend the money. And it wasn't so much that I didn't really have it. It wasn't in the budget, because we budget my finances for my businesses. And I always have money allotted for things, and I have an emergency fund. And so it wasn't like I didn't have the money. It was, what if I waste my money? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I know Shanice and I know her personally. And I know that she's now walking in her calling, because I know what you used to do when you were doing Mary Kay. Mm-hmm. And you were coaching people then, and you were amazing. Mm-hmm. For me, it was more, what if I waste my money and I'm not getting my money's worth? Mm-hmm. So I would say to anyone, register, because if nothing else, you will get your money's worth in the very first hour of being there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. I was listening to you, and it just took me back to the event and how powerful it was for me. A lot of times I stand outside of myself and I look back and I'm like, Lord, did you really use me in that way? And I'm just so grateful. And I think all of us go through journeys of stepping out on faith. All of us go into different seasons. And, for me, what transitioned for me was when I stepped out and I went to an event. And then I stepped out, and then I invested in personal coaching. And I was just constantly stepping out. So I just, I pray that the people around me see someone who is doing it. I'm not just saying it, I am doing it. But I think about the event as well. Like that Friday night when we were just kind of chatting and sharing about mindset, then the whole ministry explosion that we had. And then on Saturday, really talking about the whole branding and marketing, how a lot of people use it as a cliche, but there's a lot that goes into branding yourself and marketing yourself. And then that last day, this is the day where, to me, everything leads up to it, because as business owners, we leave so much money on the table. And talking about the whole selling strategy, and then looking at, I like what you said too, Stacey, about I teach about your different branches on your tree, and a lot of times we put ourselves in little boxes, and God is yelling like, but I want you to do this. You can make money over here. You can make money over here. You can make money over here. So even though I'm teaching the event, it still blesses me as well. It still blesses me as well. So share with everyone your accomplishment for 2018. I want everyone to hear your revenue. You know, I'm excited about that. I want everybody shout it loud. Like y'all, if y'all are listening, what'd you say?
What are you talking about?
Don't act like that. So with my coaching program, we do a quarterly retreat. So I don't even know what we were talking about. And then Stacey's like, by the way, like it was just nothing. By the way, this is how much I sold, or however you say it in real estate, real estate way. This is what I sold in 2018. And we're all sitting there looking at her like this. Are you serious? So share with everyone.
Well, I think you had us doing some project or some exercise on something with money, and I can't remember now, but I was like, well, let me pull out my calculator and see how much real estate sales I did last year. And when I calculated it, it was just shy of $2 million in real estate sales. And that was just real estate. I didn't add the staging piece in there. And I have not since calculated that. But I remember you telling me, we were talking about it, and I remember you being all excited about it. And I'm like, I never really sat down and did it. But my husband does that all the time, because I always feel like I'm not bringing something to the table, right? Because our business is a little different. And so he'll say, well, wait a minute, hold on. And he'll pull up my budget sheets and he'll go, this is how much money you made. And I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, I really did make a lot of money, didn't I? So I guess I didn't think about it that way. And, I don't know what it was that you did that caused it. We have some money exercise, and I just calculated, and I was like, oh, wow, okay, I guess I really did. So yeah, now you're making me make more.
Yeah. So what's the goal? What did I don't even remember the number I gave you. What number did I give you for this year? Was it 10 million? I feel in my spirit, Stacey, that it was either 10 or 15.
I feel like it was 10.
Okay.
I feel like it was 10, but for some reason or another, I have 5 in my head. I don't know why.
Oh, I don't either, because
I feel like it was 10. Yeah.
5 didn't even cross my anything right here. Anything. And for those of you watching, that's what I do with my clients. I really stretch them, because I see the potential. I see the potential in y'all, and I know what you're capable of. So my goal is to help you walk past your fears in order to be who it is that God desires for you to be. So anybody who's listening, if you are looking for a real estate agent, if you are looking for a stager, I challenge you to inbox Stacey. She's working with me, so you already know she's amazing. And she can help serve you. She can definitely help serve you. And this is an amazing time of the year to sell, buy, all that good stuff. So hit Stacey up. Hit her up.
It definitely is. And I try to tell people this year is going to be a good year for sellers. So if you're looking to list your house, this year is the year to get started. And we'll be talking about that at the workshop.
Yes.
So
when is the work? Because right now we're putting together an amazing workshop that Stacey is going to have. And I'll be sure when we get it finalized to share it on my page. But share with everyone about the workshop.
Yeah, we are going to be doing a home sellers workshop to talk about a few different things. One of the things is, if you're ready to sell or thinking about selling, when do you start doing that? When's a good time to start? What do you need to do to get ready to get your house on the market? And how do you get those things done? And then we're going to have a title company there. We're going to have a lender there, because a lot of people who are selling want to buy as well. So we want to make sure that we provide a well-rounded workshop, so that if you're interested in buying and you've got to get, financed for that, then we can talk about what to do to get your house ready, what your market value may be. And then you can go ahead and talk with the lender about how much do I need, or how much do I qualify for my next house, whether that's moving up or whether that's, moving down. The workshop is fairly, we've done workshops before. This one's just going to be, a little bit different. And that's one of the things that you charged me to do, to give you, some props about your program and what you do, just making us think out of the box on different things that we can do, which is super, super helpful. And then just being there to talk with us and say, hey, okay, let's have a call. Let's talk about this. If I'm struggling with something, there are a lot of things that are happening now, and there's a lot going on, and I'm changing a lot of things, and I'm revising a lot of things based on our coaching. So it's good. It's good. So I'm meeting my goals, as time goes on. I just hired somebody, which I don't think that if I had not done this coaching, I really don't think I would have hired this quickly. I knew I needed somebody, but being in the coaching program with you, I just stepped out there and just did it. So, yeah.
So what is the biggest, so since we have begun working together, what would you say, for the business owner, yes, who wants to register for Transforming Your Profits, but desires a business coach? Because there are a lot of business coaches out there, what would you say to them who wants to grow, who knows they need a business coach, high level, because of course, I teach you all how to have high level services, products, all that good stuff. What would you say to that person who's like, I need somebody. I'm thinking about maybe working with Shanice, but I just don't know. What would you say to them? What's the biggest thing that you have learned working with me?
That you care.
Mm.
I think what's really important, and everybody's different, right? Because everybody's going to want something different from a different coach. And that's one of the things you teach as well, is that you're not the coach for everybody. And you teach us to realize that, we're not the business. I'm not the stager for everybody. I'm not the real estate agent for everybody. But the ideal client for me is going to be the ideal client for me. But you care, and you care about who you work with. You don't just, it's evident, and yes, it's a business, right? But it's really evident that you truly care about what we're doing and us growing. The time that you take and invest, I feel like sometimes and most times I feel like I get way more of you than what you actually offer for your services. And I also realized that, it doesn't necessarily, I thought that I had to have a real estate coach, but I don't necessarily need a real estate coach. Not that that wouldn't be helpful, but someone who cares and is a think out of the box coach. And that the whole spiritual piece, because you're a woman of God, that's important to me too, because I know that you truly are doing this because you're serving, and you help me continue to see my business as a ministry. So what you do is a ministry that helps my ministry.
Amen. Amen. And I just want you to know that I absolutely adore you. I love us working together. I love you being in the program. I do, from the first time I met you to now. And I'm excited. And this year we are stretching. We are stretching. And I'm stretching you, because I know that God desires so much more from you, Stacey. and you are like literally walking in it, and I'm so excited about it. But we're going to continue to stretch. So thank you for joining us on today, everybody watching.
Thank
Make
you
sure
for
you
having me.
a comment for Stacey if you have any questions, any concerns. I challenge you to register for Transforming Your Profits Live 3-day event, Friday, March 29th through Sunday the 31st. Stacey will be there, so you'll get to see her, you'll get to talk with her, and she'll be able to share some information with you as well. So as we close out, and also I will put the link in the description. I've also tagged Stacey in. So if you do want to inbox her about selling a home, buying a home, staging a home, she is an expert at what she does. I look for business owners that know what they're doing. They're just looking to transform to move to the next level. So Stacey was already an expert when she came to me. We just needed to work on some systems, some strategies in order to take her to the next level. So she's an expert. And if you have any questions, make sure you inbox her. And then when the workshop is available, I think we're looking to do April, right? Are we looking to do
Yeah, we were looking at the first week in either the first week in April or the last week in March.
Okay.
And I got to call the title company tomorrow. They sent me some potential dates, so I got to call them and chat with them about that and get that on the. We have a location too, so
Okay.
that's already set.
Good. Yeah. So I will definitely be sharing it out. So everyone that follows me everywhere, you'll have the opportunity to attend Stacey's workshop. So Stacey, if you could leave them with anything before we close out, what would you share about our 3-day event?
Okay, how many things do I get to share? Because
You're the one on a time schedule. Today I am like, I'm sitting here working. So you're the one on a time schedule. So you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want.
Yes, and I apologize for that time schedule, but one of the things
that's what I teach you. What?
Yeah.
Don't apologize.
Oh yeah, and she does too. It's like, okay, put your timer on and you make sure, and it's just all the things that you teach. I mean, I think that the stepping stone for someone is to just register for this event. It's not making a commitment to coaching, because some people think, oh, I'm going to have to commit. But I heard women say that they went to the event and they weren't in, still felt uncomfortable about coaching, about like pulling the trigger to actually hire you to coach them. But they felt like when they were ready, they knew they were going to hire you to coach them. And that's important too, because some people still just have to mull it over, because I was going to be one of those people that was still going to have to mull it over. But I knew that I needed to make a change, and I needed to make a change quickly, and I needed to make a change with someone that I trusted. So my thing to everyone would be is just register. I don't know, you're doing the VIP thing too? So I would say just register at whatever level you can register, just register, because to be in that room and get the information that you're going to get, and to actually just see more tidbits of what you do is going to be important, because that's what was important to me too, seeing all of those things and going, oh my gosh, okay. And I mean, I went to bed with a headache because I had all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got all these ideas. And now it's the same thing. I got all these ideas, and there's so much that I can do. And now just streamlining everything. So all the work that and it is hard work, and I think sometimes maybe people are afraid to do a coach because it is hard work, because you have someone holding you accountable, and you're going to have to do things that you're afraid to do. And I've learned in all these years, and I'll be 53, I don't mind saying it, in 2 days. Yeah. And I have learned that you've got to just jump out there and do it. You just got to jump out there and do it, and walk in faith, and just do it scared. Just do it scared. And this week I did a lot of things scared. And I tell you what, I got a lot of business. God has blessed this week with a lot of opportunities for me, just this week alone. So I'm scared about that, but I'm going to keep doing it.
10 million, here we come.
Yeah. Then I
Yeah.
can do all those things I want to do for my charities.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
can gift that house.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, just
Yes.
wait till you tell that story. Oh, that's gonna be
Mhm.
amazing. That's gonna be amazing. Well, Stacey, thank you so much for
Thank
being.
you for having me.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you for following God, and just thank you for being in my program. I absolutely adore
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you for everyone who tuned in. Please make sure that you share this, share this, share this, because even if you don't want to hear this, even if this message does not serve you, there may be someone following you that it serves. No matter if it's registering for the conference, if it's learning more about what Stacy does, you need to sell a home, buy a home, stage a home, or even if it's learning more about my coaching program, I just challenge you to be a blessing and to share it. So, Stacy, love you much, and you have an
Love you
amazing
too.
day. All right,
All
girl.
right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.